everybody, and welcome to the Crucible review of the Eyasluna legendary hand cannon that drops randomly in the Crucible. To kick things off, let's compare it to other hand cannons that are in the Taken King. Compared to Ace of Spades, it has more range, it has more stability, but with slightly less reload, and it also has a bigger magazine. Compared to the Last Word, it has more impact, more range, more stability, but of course, a slower rate of fire. Compared to Byronic Hero, it has more range, more stability, and a better reload speed. And compared to Hawkmoon, it has slightly less impact, slightly less range, but a lot more stability. Now, Hawkmoon is the most important one to compare it to because this is often dubbed as a mini Hawkmoon. Before we get into everything, let's take a look at what my Eyasluna comes with. The optics that I'm using is the steady hand just because it gives you an increase in aim assist out of the 3 that I got. We then have spray and play so you can reload faster. We have lightweight followed by small bore. Now I am using small bore because it's perfectly fine using small bore. Like seriously, it doesn't really affect it in any kind of negative way. And then lastly, we have luck in the chamber, which makes my version of the Eyasluna even closer to Hawkmoon than another one that wouldn't have luck in the chamber. So first, let me explain a little bit why this hand cannon is compared to the Hawkmoon. First of all, you can just read what it says right there. It's basically saying that it's a baby hawk and then it's gonna grow up to be a big hawk. It looks the same. When I was using it in the stream, people were like, how is your Hawkmoon red? How did you do that? What hacks are you doing? So it looks very similar. In the description of the actual weapon, it does hint to it being a baby Hawkmoon. And also the stats are very, very similar. It almost has the identical impact. It just has slightly more stability. Of course, I am using small bore, so that's probably why. But it's just a very similar weapon. It's very similar. There's very few things that are different between it and Hawkmoon. Now, for a legendary hand cannon to be very comparable to an exotic hand cannon, that is awesome because you don't need to take up your exotic slot with Hawkmoon. You can just use the Eyasluna if you actually do manage to get a decent roll on it. Now, for me, Hawkmoon has always been a really fun weapon to use, but it's felt very inconsistent. Now, I am perfectly fine with saying that it probably felt inconsistent because I'm just not that great at Hawkmoon. That's probably why. And when I say inconsistent, I'm not talking about the damage, because of course the damage is inconsistent. That's what Hawkmoon is about. Sometimes you'll proc all of those stats that you have on Hawkmoon and you'll two-shot someone, and other times you won't proc it at all. So of course that is inconsistent. But for me, what's always felt inconsistent is how well I can hit headshots with Hawkmoon. Like I said, I'm sure that's my fault, but I've just found that the stability is that slight little bit less than what I need for me to consistently be able to spam the weapon and hit headshots. So you have to be very deliberate. You have to be like, boom, boom, to get the headshots instead of just spamming it. Now with the Eyasluna, because I do have small bore most likely, the stability is really awesome. I find that it is incredibly easy to hit headshots. It feels like I'm just hitting my shots in general a lot more. It feels like my shots are a little bit more responsive to when I'm actually shooting people. And the damage is, of course, a little bit more consistent. It does 86 damage headshots. And when my luck in the chamber does proc, it does 112. But for the most part, you know that you're going to kill people in 3 shots, for example. And if you get it sooner, then that's awesome. So I think I want to stop with comparing it to Hawkmoon now, because you guys have seen the stats. It's pretty similar. Of course, Hawkmoon is an exotic, so you can say that it's gonna be better because it's an exotic weapon. But the Eyasluna definitely is a very good choice for your legendary slot. Now, when I first got this drop, I was very excited because I had heard really good things from people of how good the Eyasluna is. But I didn't really expect it to be as good as it is for me. I didn't expect it to feel as good. And like I always say on this channel, I'm all about how stuff feels. I can show you guys the stats, I can show you how it compares to other weapons so you can kind of get a good idea as to how it feels, but for me it's all about how does the gun feel when I'm using it. There's weapons that I have used that other people do not like just because it feels good when I use it, and vice versa. For example, I've never gotten on with Red Death too well. Like, I can do good with Red Death, but there's just other weapons that feel better for me. Like Messenger feels better than Red Death to me. Three Little Words feels better than Red Death. Bad Juju feels better than Red Death. And arguably Red Death is better than all of those weapons. So it's all about how it feels. So when I first got the weapon, I was like, I'm gonna equip it, we're gonna see how it goes, I'll unlock all of the perks by using motes, and we'll see how good this thing really is. So upon taking this weapon into the Crucible, I really like it. I really like it. It feels like a Jewel of Osiris, kind of. Like when you unlocked everything to make it really stable, a Jewel of Osiris just felt really good for me. It just felt really good. And now that hand cannons are a lot more balanced and legendary ones can be just as good, if not better, than exotic ones, this hand cannon feels freaking awesome. It feels really good. It feels better than like 90% of the exotic hand cannons that I've used. And it definitely feels better than the other legendary hand cannons that I've used. It just feels very accurate. It feels like the damage is good, the rate of fire is good. Everything is in a good place when it comes to this hand cannon. So I was very pleasantly surprised. I was just like, damn, this is like my top 2 favorite. Ace of Spades and Eyasluna are my 2 favorite hand cannons in the game right now. Now one of those is exotic, the Ace of Spades is exotic, and the Eyasluna is a legendary, and I would say that I like them completely evenly. I wouldn't say that I prefer one over the other, I would say that I like them completely evenly. And when I got this, it was amazing because it enabled me to use the chaperone, it enabled me to use my exotic sword, it freed up that exotic slot for me to just have fun running around with my sword, trying to get double kills by spinning and winning, being Garen in Destiny because I have the Void exotic sword. So it just felt really good to be able to free up that exotic slot with a year 2 legendary weapon, because there are a bunch of year 1 legendaries that are very good, like the Messenger and Time on Target and Three Little Words, for example. They're all pulse rifles. Yeah, I know. Jewel of Osiris is a very good one that's a year 1, but I don't want to use year 1 weapons anymore. I want to use year 2 ones. I want to find year 2 weapons that are good, because when it comes to Trials of Osiris and Iron Banner, I'm not going to be using no year 1 weapons. That would make no sense. I'm going to be using year 2 ones. So I am extremely happy that I did get luck in the chamber. Sure, I could have gotten better scopes, but luck in the chamber on this weapon does make it a literal baby Hawkmoon, and I'm so happy that I got it. It frees up the exotic slot for me, and I thoroughly am enjoying this hand cannon. Since I got it on Sunday during Sunday stream. I've been using it for almost every single game. The only time that I have switched weapons is when I wanted to do a review of a different weapon, or I wanted to do a live commentary with a different weapon. But when I'm just sitting down and playing, I've been using the Eyasluna, which says a lot to me. If I get a weapon and then I just want to use it every single game after that, especially for me, because I get bored of weapons very quickly and I like to switch weapons all the time, that tells me that that weapon is something special. So currently, with all of the weapons that I've used within the Crucible that are year 2 Taken King weapons, I would put Eyasluna in the top tier. If we were to have tiers A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I guess you could go as low as you want, I would put Eyasluna definitely in the top tier. Could that change? Sure, there's a lot of weapons out there, but right now, Eyasluna for me is top tier. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section if you have an Eyasluna and what you think of it. Okay, guys, I'll speak to you later. Bye.